Well, hello YouTube and welcome to Lost on the Way. This episode, I just want to update you a little bit about the happenings here, and I want to give you some idea of things that I'm planning, and I want to talk a little bit about something you don't know about me. And that something is I'm not a YouTuber, or at least I wasn't a YouTuber. I guess I am a YouTuber now, but I mean, I never really set out with a purpose or an intention to be a YouTuber. This is all, stuff that's just kind of come about because I didn't really have anything else better to do. But one of the reasons that I ended up doing YouTube is because my main thing that I'm able to do really well is writing. Yeah, I'm actually really good with writing, but I have been really resistant to doing much with my writing. Now we're going to do some changes out here while I talk at you. I've decided I don't like this. I've always been really gifted with words. When I was in the 6th grade, I was reading at a college level. That's just part of my, I guess, abilities, you would call it. I don't know what the right word might be. So I've always had a really high level of reading English comprehension, and been really good with putting words together. I've been running a blog called Bliss Writer. Some of you might have found it if you've been keeping an eye on me and what I'm doing. So I have this blog named Bliss Writer, and I've been doing that for the last a couple of years now. And before that, I had a couple of different blogs. So Bliss Writer is my longest running blog and the latest one that I've done. Anyway, so that's where my writing has kind of been focused these last few years. But I really need to be writing like a book or something. I need to be trying to work on a book. I've done the whole NaNoWriMo thing. I've tried a bunch of different books. Some of the James Scott Bell stuff, write the story from the middle, tried outlining. I've always had the same problem when I'm doing my writing. I always tend towards like a fantasy story, and I always seem in the middle of a fantasy story to kind of degrade down into trying to tell you about the world and the details, kind of pull out and distance myself from the story. It always seems to be the same world I'm detailing, and I don't know, just something else I need to write about, or what. Wow, we got some leg. I don't know if something I need to write about or what it is, but that's been going on for some time for me, and it's kind of frustrating. So I've been I guess in my resistance to being a writer, I've been doing YouTube, or I was doing before this, I was trying to do like level design. So the plan here is to have this should work really well. But I think I want to flush out this wall and move this in a bit. And unfortunately, as soon as I do this, there's going to be a million zombies coming to chomp on me. This par for the course around here. I don't like this area, I've got to say. It's not friendly out here. Anyhow, I've been a gamer for a long time. I guess the first game I've ever played was like one of the Super Mario games for the NES. We were helping some people move, and I think it was one of my relatives that introduced me to it. And so went from there to various games on the Super Nintendo, playing role-playing games, doing stuff like that. So that's where my interest in playing games has been. And then for a while, I got interested in Unreal Tournament and Unreal Editor and trying to do stuff for that, and now I found Minecraft. I wish I'd found it a lot sooner, and I mean a whole lot sooner. My whole story might be a little different, but all of this has been resistance to writing, which is probably what I should be focusing on. So I wanted to share some thoughts about writing that maybe it'll help some writers and help you figure it out. So one of the pieces of advice I'm going to share with you is to try to figure out what voice it is that you're writing in. Do I have glass here, or is it back at the other place? I've got some iron, that's good. Okay, let's grab my shield and we'll run to the surface real quick. I don't know if it's nighttime or not. Anyway, we're reading a book right now. Can't remember the author's name. But the book is entitled Chapter After Chapter. Previously, she had done a book called Page After Page. And in this book, she talks about this serious writer man voice, or, you know, I'm going to write this great American novel kind of voice. This student or somebody of hers that fell into a trap using that voice. I'm going to fix this real quick. And from that, I figured out that I have two different voices when I'm writing. And I'm not talking like third person. I'm not talking viewpoints. I'm talking the writing, the way that the writing's coming through, the kind of writing coming through, the kind of voice that's speaking when you're writing. I don't know how to explain any better than that. But for me, I seem to have two. And one of them is at a distance, very detailed, very logical. And the other one is kind of feeling and intuitive and that sort of thing. So I've learned now to be aware of this kind of feeling, intuitive voice because that's what I want to write my story with. The other voice is good for building like world details and setting up like the rules for the world and how things work. It's not good for writing into the, you know, getting into the characters, what they're doing in their lives, because it doesn't seem to care much about any of that. It's more about rules, logic, how things work, detailing everything, making it realistic. The other voice is the one that is empathic. It's in the characters. It puts you in the characters. It makes you want to read. You know, you want to find out what happens to the character. Makes you want to care because it cares. It wants to know too. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. What do you think of my cool lighting effect here? I'm wondering how well this is going to work, because as soon as the creeper blows up this is going to be a mine. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. Anyway, so that's my first tip. Figure out what voice you're writing in. If you're writing in a voice that's pushing you away from the story, it's not involving you in the story, it's just detailing things, outlining rules, that sort of thing, you might want to set that material aside and utilize it if it comes into handy later. But in the meantime, assume that it's not going to be relevant per se to your story. I think I gotta go 6 back or 4 back. I'm not sure which. So that's my first tip. Second tip is don't try to force the writing out. You know, always flows better. Forcing is going to close you up. It's going to constrict you, and you're not going to be able to write. You got to be able to write freely. You know, it's got to come out of you when it's ready to come out of you. If you can't write, don't write. Just take a break, do some exercises, practice your typing, something like that. You know, don't worry about it if you can't write. But the biggest thing is embrace the fact that maybe you're good with writing, and writing might be something you're going to be doing. Resistance is a big problem. You guys scared yet? And as far as the work goes, just try to work. You know, they all say kind of have a schedule. Some people can't really schedule, but try to have a set aside time when this is going to be your writing time. Let your family know that this is the writing time, and you need to be able to sit down and write in peace and not be bothered by whatever it is that they want. And if you're doing YouTube like I am, then make sure that you figure out how to schedule it, you know. Fit in your YouTube time, fit in your writing time. You just gotta manage your time. Now, let's think about a stairwell that'll get me through here. I hate breaking this stuff. Do I have steps still? Yes. Yeah, just as you get better with Minecraft by playing Minecraft, you get better with writing by writing, of course. So keep that in mind. Whatever you practice, whatever you do on a regular basis, you're going to get better at. And you're going to improve, and that's where skill, talent, all that stuff seem to come into play. You know, I'm watching some of the early B-dubs when he first started doing Minecraft, and that's a little bit different fella than who's doing Minecraft now. He was still entertaining, still had a natural knack for it back then, but you can tell that he's kind of grown comfortable in his role or part or playing the game or whatever you want to call it. He's grown comfortable, and it's coming through in his work that he does on Minecraft. So you just get better the more you do something. Just keep that in mind. I guess that's all I really have to say for the tips. As far as letting you guys know what's going on around here, well, you can see that I am, let's see, I don't know quite how I want to do this yet, but I'm thinking I want a railing. I don't know if I want to put the railing right on the glass. I'm not 100% sure how I want to proceed with this. Do I want a railing, or do I just want to run some cubes in and break the glass and have the cubes kind of floating there? Well, let's go with floating there for right now. Okay, I think we'll try that, and I might even still put the railing there too, right above it, just to kind of keep it safe from lava, safe from creepers, whatever might be trying to come along and get me. I'll break this one for right now while I clear this out. So, as far as plans for this world, I've got some ideas. I think one of them is I'd like to, in all of my worlds, create a little journal, create a little library that'll eventually have an enchanting table, and this journal will kind of detail things that I'm intending or wanting to do. I think that's what I want to do. And got some plans for the DB Craft series, got some plans for what I'm going to do here in this world. This world I'll allow myself to be in creative mode. I won't do that with DB Craft, I don't think, unless I really have to. I've got some tough decisions to make because I got some things I want to do that I don't know how easy I'm going to be able to do them in regular mode. But that's basically the update here. Just letting you guys see what I'm doing. So right now I'm just creating a mine shaft. I thought I'd put it here since it's already way down here. I've got daylight, I've got lava, so I've got plenty of light. Gonna be breeding these wolves when I get some more zombie flesh. And then I'll have some more protection when I go into the caves. And then over here, I'm going to put, I think, one of my traps that I've designed right here in the middle. And see if I can collect some resources from that, because I keep having bad guys spawning over there. Or at least I hear them talking at me over there, so I thought I would do that. So I'm going to go ahead and work a little more on this world, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, Lost on the Way. Let me know what you think about my thoughts on writing. Did you find any useful information there? And what do you think? What's your opinion? Are you a writer? How do you feel about writing? I like doing this YouTube stuff, and sometimes I actually enjoy writing, but I never really felt that writing was my calling, I guess you could say. Never really felt like that. I don't know why. I just never have. But I don't think I've been embracing it fully. I think I've been resisting the whole being a writer thing. I think it's been a problem with me. A lot of resistance. So that's some stuff that I have to kind of iron out. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope I covered everything I wanted to cover. I have more stuff to say on writing, but my thoughts are kind of scattered right now, and I'm not going to try and do any more. Plus, I'm tired. I want to wrap this up and do a little more work here and then head to bed. Actually, a little more play. I mean, building is play for me. Well, it's a sad moment for me. I just lost one of my wolfies. But if you can see right here off to the side, I did get something cool. I found diamond. Yes! Let's go ahead and dig this up. And I'm just going to tack this onto the end of the last Lost in the Way episode. Sorry if I sound a little tired, because I am. Oh, this is cool. This is actually going into the deep sleep a little bit too. Looks like a 4-block. I doubt there's any more to it than that. So there it is, folks, in all of its glory. I am really, really, really stoked about this. Just wanted to share that with you. I didn't want to come back into the next episode. I'm like, oh, by the way, I found some diamond. I wanted to include you in it. So, an addendum to my addendum. And we're going to go ahead and get a pickaxe. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that's the best use right now, because then I can get that portal fixed. Because I can get the obsidian. So there you go, folks. I have finally made it to diamond, and I now have a pickaxe. See you guys in the next episode.